4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Between the Frames podcast, the shittest podcast on the planet. But it's still fucking fun to do. And
a podcast nonetheless.
Yes, it's a podcast nonetheless. So, fuck's sake. Fuck, we're all really tired today, which doesn't help.
Okay.
But that is okay. The little fucking yes. First of all, before we introduce the guest, fuck.
You got this guy.
Yeah, before we introduce our guest today, make sure if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff.
Smash that fucking like button.
Yes. Do that, and if you and you can also listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you like our content, which I would be very surprised if you do,
Yes.
give us a 5-star rating. It'll greatly help us out. You can reach out to us on betweentheframespodcast@gmail.com for any questions, or it's also a section on our Discord channels, which is the Creative Society. And that's the main fucking bit in terms of
incredibly painful.
That wasn't painful. Yeah, we're already 1 minute 30 and I already want to just hit the not record any of this.
Yes.
Anyway, so we have another guest here today.
Hi.
Hoi.
Hoi.
It's Faye.
Hoi.
Faye Van Hest, or
Hi.
InyourFayes. So thank you for coming onto our shite podcast.
No problem. Thanks for the
Appreciate
invite.
it. Yep. Yes.
Have you ever done a podcast before, Faye?
Actually, this is my third time on a podcast.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Which-
But not. This is the first time with headphones.
Yeah.
Actually. I can
Really?
hear myself talking.
Yeah.
Is it a bit weird?
Yeah, it is very weird.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in my own head.
Yeah. And you're all like in this like podcast world
Yeah.
because you can hear everyone's voices like in your head.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought like we'll start us off with just asking you're all the way from the Netherlands and you're in Australia and you just finished doing a big old trip, going to a whole bunch of different places in Australia. So did you want to run through that? Talk us about your trip?
But my trip through Australia.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, it was a 2-week trip. So first off, I went to Sydney, just did some exploring. Needed 3 days and 3 days was enough. Plenty of time. And then we went to Whitsunday Islands, which was very nice. And the whole goal of this trip was just to relax and to explore, really. So
No, that's good. Yeah, instead of just constantly just fucking...
yeah, I did bring my
yeah,
camera. Had to pay like $70 because I was overweight and didn't even use it. So it's all good.
No, that's all right. And
You like my story?
No, I have a
like the
question for you.
Oh, come, shoot.
No, but I'll get into it later.
Yeah.
I want to hear about your trip first.
Oh, that's
Okay.
it.
But the person who's asked this question has a funny username. Okay. I got we have a question for you. So we've got some questions here that we've asked.
Through.
DJ Habib says,
okay then.
which animal would you steal from the zoo and how would you do it?
Jeez. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Which animal would I steal?
And how would you do it?
I would steal a sloth and put it on my back, pretending it's a backpack.
That's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, I
That'd
think
be
so.
great.
Let's do it.
It would probably just want to chill and just be down for it.
Yeah, I think so
I reckon we'll
too.
cop it. Yeah, that is pretty
It would
fun.
absolutely cop it. Okay, that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, great question.
Good question. Didn't expect it.
Did not expect that
That's
whatsoever.
the Between the Frames podcast magic. Yeah, you don't expect how shit this podcast is going to be when you click on it. No, okay. So we have another question here from John Tran, 92. How do you get over the fear of shooting in public?
Ugh. I have to say, for myself, when I do street photography, I still sometimes feel a little bit of a fear. Because for some reason, I'm sometimes scared that people get upset at me, that I take photos of them. So I'm still a little bit scared. Yeah. But on the other hand, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? They'll probably get upset at you and that's it. You're not going to die.
Beat the fuck out of
Maybe. But yeah, sometimes you have to just push through your fears. I try.
Has someone ever gotten upset at you for taking their picture?
Yeah, in Greece.
Really?
What,
Yeah,
what
corrupt
happened?
police. Yeah, we were walking through the street.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this police guy came up to us like, oh yeah, like yelling and stuff. You have to delete those photos. Blah, blah. But when it's a big police guy saying that to you, it's like, okay, I'm sorry. So that maybe traumatized me a little bit. But
That is a bit scary.
yeah, but the other way around, because I do modeling as well, is when I modeling on the street, I'm not scared or I'm not nervous or anything. But it's just when I take photos of people on the streets, I'm like, ooh, find it a little bit nerve-wracking for some reason. Yep.
I guess maybe when you're modeling, you have like less to lose.
Yeah, true. Because
When
you're
you
already
have a camera, it's like you're just sort of standing there.
Yeah,
But when you have a camera, it's like, oh,
yeah.
I want someone to get upset and, you know.
But
Yeah,
also,
you're-
like, you're not really photographing. And like when you're doing a portrait shoot, you're just photographing the model.
Yep, that's true.
So
That's
it's like
definitely different.
you're not really going to be like intruding on anyone's like privacy or
Nah.
anything.
No, that's actually true.
So-
Like when I do portrait shoots on the streets, I'm not that nervous at all. I just try and make the model comfortable, but that's it. But when I do street photography, that's when I find it sometimes a bit nerve-wracking to take photos of other people.
Yeah.
That is completely fair
Yeah.
because it's not like you're asking them first for permission. And like
No.
with the model, you already know that,
Yeah,
or you're there for a reason.
Yeah.
And you're doing your own shoot. But like, yeah, street photography is very different. The fact that you're just documenting what's around you rather than actually setting stuff up.
exactly. And also in the Netherlands, we have such different rules because you have to like write a quit claim which says that the person you photographed gives permission for you to photograph them.
That's
So it's like
weird.
very strict rules. And I studied media, and you get like that's pushed down your throat, like you have to get quit claims, like you need to ask permission. So I think that also comes from a little bit from my fear. Yeah.
What happens if you just say it's your medication though?
Yeah. Couldn't try. I'll try next time. I'll let you know.
So can you technically not take street photography in the Netherlands?
You
Uh-huh.
can, but like I think legally they can. How say that?
Well, how do you dictate what is a street photo or not? Isn't it subjective? What if, this is the argument I always say as well, what if the person just got in your shot?
Yeah.
What if you're taking a picture of the footpath and
Yep.
someone has walked into your photo?
Yeah.
How do you argue that?
Yeah, exactly. Like
You're actually standing in my photo, mate.
Yeah.
You're not, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm actually taking a photo of the thing behind you, not you.
yeah, not you.
just
So you
walked
could just
into.
kindly move
Yeah.
to the side, please, sir. Kind sir.
Yeah.
Of kindest regards, from the
Yeah.
highest regard.
So
Sir.
Yeah, that's true. I think the biggest problem comes afterwards when you post it. Some people can be such Karens about it, but that never happens.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually had to deal with any Karens?
Whilst I was shooting,
Yeah.
maybe when I was shooting on like a location somewhere, and they were like, "Do you have a?" Yeah, actually, yeah. I needed a permit to photograph there, so we're like, "No, you can't take photos here," and then you just leave or go around the corner, go somewhere else. But that's the only time, really. Yeah.
Was she giving you like unnecessary grief though?
Oh yeah, because she was like, "Whilst you're shooting here, you can also shoot our living room. We don't like our living room to be on the internet." I'm like, I don't really care about your living room, but I just like this location. But yeah, some people are very private.
Yeah. Obviously, I understand that if you want to be private or whatever. But some people really just think that you're out to get them when you have a
Yeah.
camera.
yeah.
I remember I was taking drone shots somewhere. I think I was in Sydney or somewhere, or maybe it was Newcastle. And I was taking a drone shot on the beach, like just of the beach and the waves and stuff. And I'm landing my drone, and this Karen lady comes over to me, and she's like, "You're not taking a picture of me, are you?" I'm like, "What? Why on earth would I? I don't even know. Like, are you a famous person? Like, is there a reason I would take a picture of you, like just randomly, like specifically you, like on the beach with a drone? What? Why would I?"
some people
I don't
love to
know.
be a main character.
Yeah,
I think.
It's just like
people that are being main characters when you're clearly an NPC.
yeah, you're not the center of the world. Like that reminds me of Toronto as well. I remember Hayden was trying to get a thumbnail, right, for a photo battle, and we found this blue wall close to where we're living, and we're like, "Oh, this is sick. We can use this as a thumbnail, right?" So we start taking some photos, and then like the person that owns like the shop, right, was like, "Oh, sorry, private property. You can't take photos here." It's like, Are you
We're
serious?
pretty much on the footpath as well.
We're on the footpath. We're outside and we're basically just using the wall as a
The
background.
backdrop, yeah.
And the wall has like zero signage on it.
Yeah.
It's
Just
literally
blue.
just a
It's
blue
just
wall.
a blue
It's just
wall.
like concrete painted blue.
It's like, what makes your blue wall different from any other blue wall?
Like, why make someone's life so difficult
I know.
as well?
Like where do they think these like photos are going to end up that would like what is the reasoning for not wanting that to happen?
Like, what bad can come out of
Yeah.
out of your blue wall being photographed?
Or maybe it's like more about money, really, because sometimes you rent an Airbnb, which is fair enough, but do you want to shoot there? Then it
Right.
says in the terms and conditions, you cannot photograph here because they want money for it.
Really?
If you use that location, yeah, they want you to pay.
Is that a thing with Airbnbs?
Oh, yeah, because
I didn't know that.
I booked an Airbnb once, and then on the day I had to shoot, I arranged 2 models, was with the pool, everything. I got a message like saying like you can't take photos here, like it's not for commercial use, and then I had to cancel it, which was really shit.
What?
That's annoying.
Yeah,
That's so annoying.
That's
Yeah.
part of the art, though, for me at least. It's
Just-
just like, I will never pay for location.
Yeah.
That is part of my art of being a photographer.
Yeah.
Like, I will always just try and never pay for my locations. That's part of the fun for me.
yeah, that's
It's just
fair
trying
enough.
to get to your locations as cheaply as possible. Like, you get your models, you get your props, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah,
But I'm never going to pay for the location itself. If I get kicked out, that's just the game and I'm
Yep.
going to move on to the next place. Like, that's for me at
Right,
least.
That's fair enough.
that's fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's what keeps it fun for me at least. You know, like,
Yes.
I don't want to rent a warehouse space and pay whatever. Like, I want to find a warehouse that I can use and just like do it that way. That's what keeps it interesting for me at least. Keeps
That's
me
fair
on
enough.
edge.
Yeah. Just like you're taking photos like, oh, the cop's going to show up.
Oh, security gonna kick me
Yeah.
out, and then you
Yeah.
got to like talk to them and you got to haggle.
Oh, you're
And
like
haggle.
the thrill.
You're like, 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes.
One more shot and then we're done. You spend
Yeah.
half an hour.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The classic.
The good old classic
and they're
tactic.
still just standing there.
Yeah,
the
like
whole
just watch
time.
me, bro. Like, literally got one more shot to take, and then you just like repositioning like everything. And come on, brother, I just told you.
Yeah. it's-
Anyway.
that is pretty funny. It's happened a lot of times.
Yeah.
Good. Anyway, do you have any more questions there?
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
like to ask Faye?
Bum or boobs?
Oh,
Oh, I thought you said something like a Thai recipe or something. Like, do you want bomb? or
No,
boom?
no.
Like barn
Achilles
lady.
Willis. Achilles Willies. That's his username.
Yeah,
Has asked bum or boobs.
bum or boobs? I'd say bum because if you don't have a bum, you sit on
Your hole.
a hole.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's not comfortable.
that's not good for you.
Yeah,
Probably not healthy.
you want a little cushion
Yeah.
down there.
God's
It's a trick.
cushion.
God's
It's
cushion.
Yeah,
affordable,
say.
natural cushion.
Yeah,
They do say that.
exactly. So yeah, definitely bum. What about you guys? Do
As in, what's the question though?
you want bum,
Bum,
or boobs?
just bum
Like,
or
for,
boobs.
for yourself or? Like,
Oh,
what do
that's a
you
good
like?
question.
What's it?
It's
It
very
literally just says
open-ended.
bum or boobs.
Oh, bum or boobs. All right.
I think it just means like
yeah,
what do
just
you
bum or boobs.
bum or boobs? Yeah.
If it's that open ended, I'm just gonna have to say bum.
Yep. Gonna have to say bum as well for the same reasons.
Mm.
Just natural cushion.
Natural cushion.
More practical,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
I guess I'll just say bum as well, so we can move on.
Yeah. I actually have a question for you, Faye.
Come through.
That's probably better than bum or boobs.
Yeah.
Being a photographer and a model, what do you think makes a good photo in terms of portrait photography?
I would say definitely angles. So try and create angles in your posing or the photos you're taking because it creates depth as well. Because I feel like sometimes when you shoot portraits, it can be very flat. So when you do put like a hand on the head or something, creates movement and angles in a photo, which I like. So when I pose as a model, I'll try and do flowy movements, move around, so you create nice angles in your photos. Yeah.
Okay. So like, yeah, different angles, high, low, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then like with like posing a model,
Mm.
I know for me, I find I've gotten better at it, but I definitely like that was the hardest thing when I was first doing portraits. Like, how do you actually pose a model? Like, what are you saying to them on the shoot?
Most of the time when I photograph models, I first do the pose myself, do the pose myself and then show how I want them to pose.
Yeah.
And then they copy it and then they do it. But yeah, sometimes it's hard to say like, can you move a bit right? And then they move to the left and it's like right arm and their left arm is like,
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to get used to it. And also every person is different, which every person also needs different instructions. So it's just getting in the flow and needing a bit of a warm up. Yeah. And asking like the model, like, how do you like to pose? Or maybe actually I like better the other way around. The model asking the photographer, saying like, how would you like me to pose?
Yeah.
Do you like me posing on the clicks? Do you like me posing like flowy dance movements?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about communication in life.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's hard though. Like when you, especially, I think if you don't know like what to say though, like as a photographer, it's like, I can sort of like, how do you figure out what you actually want the model to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, say if you're like, say when we were shooting at the lake, we're doing those like portraits in the lake, like, I don't know, like off the top of my head, I don't have any like poses that I would think of. So that's like hard sometimes.
Totally understandable. I think we just start with one movement, say like, oh, just move your hand through the water, and that's the pose you move on from there. So like keep moving, like put your arms up in the air, and that way you can sort of create like a little flowy dance. And most of the time you like do pose, you move, but most of the time the movement in between the poses is the most natural one and the most prettiest, I would say.
Oh, like a candid shot.
Yeah, just
almost.
like keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. Yeah, that's most of the time how I do it. And also I like having a little mood board that I can show to a model. Or if I don't know anymore which poses would work, I'll just go back to that mood board. Like, oh, maybe we can try this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That helps me out.
Mood boards are so crucial as well in terms of like
very underrated.
Trying to like capture the vibe of the shoot as well.
Yep.
Like the emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think it's always super handy to have one.
Definitely. Gives you something to grab back to whilst you're shooting. And also a model knows what to expect from a shoot as well, which is sometimes, for example, if I reach out to models and I was only to send a text message saying, this is my idea. It's like, okay, I have no idea how it's going to turn out, what I need to wear, like all that stuff. So when I send a mood board, they already know what to expect or what I expect of them.
It comes across very professional.
Yeah, that as well. Definitely. And gives you maybe a bit more confidence on the shoot.
Where
did you learn to be professional in that manner? Because when I've seen you do jobs for clients, you seem very, you present yourself very well. And when you send your work off, it's all like all the files are like named. And where did you learn all of that? And why do you think it's important?
I guess it's like, especially as a model, you put a lot of trust in a photographer because you go to a location, you maybe get a bit more naked as well. And I would like to be treated that way, that everything is so clear.
Yeah.
Like you know exactly what to expect or what you're going to get. So you don't feel insecure in any way. And when it comes down to files, like most of the time, or hopefully all the time, my clients pay for my work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to live up to the sort of quality standard I put for myself, saying like, I just want it to be neat and clear and nice because they pay for it. You can't invest in photos and then just like, here you go, here are your photos, good luck with them. You got to deliver it nicely as a little package.
Put a little bow on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the packaging as well.
Yeah, because they pay for the photos. Exactly, because they pay for the photos, but also for the whole service around it. And it's also your brand. It's like, how do you want to profile yourself? Yes, you could just send photos and like, okay, that's it, bye. But hopefully this client will book you again. So make it as pleasant as possible, I would say.
I guess it's like when you get something in the mail that's like really nicely packaged. Like if you buy something that's sort of like a bit pricey.
Yeah.
And it comes in a nice box. Like even we bought something, or you bought something for the Chaser a few weeks ago. Yeah. And even the sticky tape around the box was like personalized. And it's just the whole experience of opening it. Like it didn't even matter what was in the box, to be honest. It was just fucking sick to open it. And you get stickers in there and like keychains. So I guess it's the same when like you zip up a file and it's all named nicely and stuff. And
and just give a little bit more extra than they expect. Like when I shoot with a client, most of the time they think I'll make a selection and send it to them. But I always deliver like an online gallery so they can choose themselves. And then you can also always order more photos, just deliver a little bit of extra work. Just even though it's 5 minutes extra on your work, it's nothing compared to what you get in return.
So did you notice when you started doing client work, how quickly did you notice like a snowball effect after like getting your first client? was it sort of like 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, 4 + 4 is 8 sort of thing? Like, did that start to happen?
Well, when I quit my studies, I had like 2 jobs a week, which was for me enough to say, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to stop studying because I love doing this so much. And then once you do it more and more and more, and you post more on Instagram as well, because people know then that you exist, it just starts rolling. Yeah, it went really fast. So for me, in half a year, I went from 2 jobs a week, or maybe one a month, to full time. So
Just
went
jobs
really
every day, yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, just by posting my stuff on Instagram, being like very friendly with your clients, especially mouth to mouth. I had a lot of mouth to mouth clients.
Word of
Mouth
mouth.
to
Word
mouth.
of
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, fuck.
Mouth to mouth
Sorry.
CPR.
Yeah, that's one way
I
to
mean,
get
like-
clients.
I am sorry about that.
It's all right. You don't want to podcast in English.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
You
trying.
probably
Right.
mentioned that
Oh,
English
yeah.
is Faye's second language.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is fine.
I can do it in Dutch. Should just do
Yeah.
it in Dutch.
Yeah.
Oké.
The rest of the podcast.
Nou,
is
ik
that.
denk dus dat... nee, grapje.
Word of mouth
No,
clients.
exactly.
Yes.
Word of mouth. What did I say?
You said
Mouth to mouth?
Mouth to mouth is like when you're
Oh,
resuscitating
it's
someone.
very Dutch because we say mond tot mond,
Oh,
which means
okay.
mouth to mouth. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
right, yeah.
No, I meant like if you have a client, you're on set doing your things and they're happy, and most of the time there's also a makeup artist, or maybe there's already a customer in the store and you're doing your thing and they see what you're doing. They're like, oh, so you take photos? And it's like, yeah, here's my business card. And then that's how it started rolling. So I had a lot of word of mouth
Yes.
clients. And also definitely through Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a very, very good way to grow through word of mouth.
Yeah.
Probably the most
The most beneficial
It's
way
the
to
most
market
beneficial.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the strongest form of marketing still to this day. Is
Definitely.
word of mouth.
It's
definitely.
just
because-
got credibility.
It's just
like-
called trust me, bro.
It's literally, it's just based on trust.
Yeah.
Great.
But it's also like the more you put yourself out there on social media, but also in real life, the more people know you exist, which is a higher chance of someone booking you. If you don't show yourself, people don't know you exist, so no one's going to book you. That makes sense.
You have to go
that's
out and
definitely
get it.
Yeah, exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Any major projects coming up?
I have my first wedding to shoot in Spain,
True.
so I'm very excited about that. I've never actually really properly shot a wedding, so a little bit nervous about that. So that's a big project. And I just have a lot of like ideas I still want to do, but never really had the time to do them, which I have time now. So I would love to just start working on those. Yeah.
What kind of ideas, or is that something top secret?
No. Just mostly portrait shoots. I have one story, you know it. I found this exit logo on a parking lot and I put a little Loom Cube tablet in
it's
it.
in my
and now,
shelf
exactly.
somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And now it lights up really nicely. And I had this logo for the longest time. Really want to do a shoot with that. Really do want to do a bit more studio shoots as well. And I just love collecting an outfit, just like getting the hair accessories and outfit, really creating a style and a vibe, because the outfit is just 90% of the photo. Really, if you're wearing a trash bag, it's like photo's shit. So I just love collecting a nice outfit and then shooting it, like really working out a concept. So I'm excited to do that a little bit more.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll be good. So are you planning to do a lot of those still in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. This my in a few weeks I have my final month here, so I'm hoping to plan a little bit more because I met some awesome people here that I want to work with still. And then I come back to the Netherlands and then keep it rolling. But I would love to just use the scenery here because it's just insane.
That's true. Yeah, I just had another question as well. Like, because you've started YouTube only a few months ago now, so how are you actually finding that? Because I mean, you've probably already heard all our comments about how we feel about YouTube.
Yeah.
But because you're starting it from scratch, like how are you finding the process with it?
I think it's very rewarding and a lot of fun because every time when I finish a video I'm posting, it's like, oh, and then you want to make another one. So it's very addictive, I feel like. But yeah, I definitely noticed that for me, because I'm not that skilled with editing yet, making one video takes me 3 days to 4 days. And then also having a friend to visit here, but I'm also in a foreign country. I want to see stuff. It's like, fuck man, I need to dedicate days in the week to edit the video. which I sometimes find a bit hard because like you get an offer to eat burgers with the boys and you're like, oh, but I want to do that because I'm in Australia and I'll just pile up the work for myself. But yeah, it's definitely, that's what I think the hardest part. That's all right. I really enjoy it. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I feel like it's a bit of like a work-life balance, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just I need to find sort of a balance in that. Definitely. Yeah. And I'm the only one for my YouTube channel, I'm accountable to myself.
Yeah.
With clients, it's like, okay, I got to perform like it's for my clients. And now I'm accountable for myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely something to get used to. But before I started, I was like, oh my God, how I'm going to think of all of those ideas to make videos. But once you start, it's like, oh, next week I'm going to do that one and that one and that one. And I feel like it's never ending with the ideas for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of a relief.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying the YouTube grind.
Yeah, I really like it. Yeah,
Oh, that's
definitely. Good. And it's just, I feel like besides editing, it's the only thing, like photo editing is the only thing that gets me really in a flow state. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm finding the right music and it works. And it's like, yes. And I'm excited to show people. And yeah, I really, really enjoy the process. Definitely.
Oh, that's good. That's
For
good
sure.
to hear.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah. It does get very fun. Like when you start getting into the flow of it, it's like,
Oh, when you find a
Yeah.
good song and you're editing
mm,
and it's just working and it's matching, and then you like replay the B-roll sequence over and over, or whatever it is that you've done, and you're like replaying, you're like, yeah, it's fucking,
Yep.
yeah.
it slaps.
Especially like the final stretch of the edit. You're like, it's coming together.
Yeah. it's coming
my
together.
favorite part of
Yeah.
making YouTube video is like I always make sure the video is completely done, and then I put my outro on the end, and that's always like the final thing I do to my
Right.
video.
Cherry
And
on
that-
top.
Yeah, that's like the best feeling.
Yeah.
It's like putting the outro in. It's like bang,
Yeah,
Good.
that's true.
gooda.
Yeah, Gouda cheese.
It's actually gouda.
Gouda. It's
Oh,
not
sorry.
Gouda.
Sorry. I apologize. I'm going to just leave the room now.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I forgive you.
So
Yeah.
where does what does a career then look like? Obviously, we don't know. You can't sort of like plan for a YouTube career because
Mhm.
it's sort of like hard to put a finger on. It's not like a normal job, if you will.
Yeah.
But in terms of Faye's career over the next few years,
What my plans are?
yeah,
What it looks like now, what I have in mind is that I still keep doing my client jobs on the side because I really enjoy like the interaction with meeting new people, creating something awesome, and then making them happy with the photos. And then also doing YouTube on the side is for me sort of like this thing I can just put all my creativity in, which I like. And then also, I think a goal for the upcoming years is that people book me for my style, not for like, okay, we want it to be nude and light and like bohemian style. It's like, but that's not my style. I want people to book me for my style. So that's something I really want to work towards. And I think YouTube is such a nice addition to that because I can put my personality in that and like my whole style. And then if people see it, it's like, okay, if we book Faye, this is what we're going to get.
Yeah, that's true.
that's an awesome goal to work towards.
So it's like
Absolutely.
using YouTube as like more of like a portfolio as well. So
Yeah.
like you really get to unleash like all your creativity
Exactly.
to that.
Yeah.
But you still have your client work just to help with like, just
Need to make money at the end of the day as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see YouTube more as an addition to my brand than more so be like, I want to make fucking bank with YouTube. Like it's going to be my career.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's good. So I think it's a very healthy way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you definitely can't look at it from a money perspective because if you're only in something for the money,
Yeah.
it's
not
not going
gonna
to work
work.
out. It's
It's
just
not
not
gonna
going to work
work,
out.
yeah.
No
No.
passion, no money. Like simple as that. You can't just solely focus on trying to get money out of something.
Exactly.
You know,
I agree with that.
like if you told me how much a dentist makes, and I was like, oh, okay, I make a lot of money. I want to make that money. I'm going to become a dentist, but I don't care at all. Like I'm not even going to, I personally wouldn't even last, I don't think 2 days studying dentistry. I'd fall asleep immediately.
Yeah,
So
that's
It
true.
has to be passionate about something and
Yeah.
it just comes later. It works out.
But it's hard to like say exactly what kind of career path you want to go in because there's so much possible, especially in the photography scene. I find it sometimes a bit hard to pinpoint exactly like what I want. But that's okay because I just started this journey. Like I just stopped studying. So it's like, whoa, I have this so much time on my hands. Like, what the hell am I going to do with it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. You like, when did you stop studying again?
What would it be? Like a year ago, I think, year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. A year and a half ago, and you've already fucking committed 3 months to Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sent it.
Yeah.
That's
No
so good.
regrets. I love it. Yes.
That's good.
Faye
Yeah.
sends it.
She
What I love
does. She
about
does send it. I mean, you literally spent a month in Toronto with 6 other stinky boys.
Yeah.
legit.
Like, I can't think of anything else that's not the definition of send it. Like, that's just fucking.
That whole
pretty
trip was
hectic.
just questionable
Yeah.
as fuck. We just did
Oh,
not
yeah.
need to
Oh,
spend a month
It-
in that.
no.
It
in
was
Toronto.
so unnecessary.
Like after finishing that massive road trip.
and I
and
love
then
like,
quick month in Toronto.
Oh, yeah, just casually 1 month.
but
Oh.
we're with 6 or 7 people,
7 of us
and
at
we
one point.
7,
Yeah,
and we
in one
all
house.
didn't realize that it was so unnecessary. We all committed to it,
Yeah.
which I think is really funny. And afterwards, we're
true.
all like, "Nah, like why did we do it? It's so funny." Yeah, but it's only one way to find out.
I think the funniest
fucking
part
do
was
it.
when we were all living out of one house and there's 7 of us, and then we realized the first night how dinner is gonna work. Like
Yeah,
food
yeah,
is gonna
yeah.
work. Like how are we actually gonna feed all of us?
Yeah.
and just
Hang
do
on
it-
a second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This isn't right.
Like, if one of us wanted to cook, like I remember opening like a pack of noodles and then I just see like 7 eyeballs look at me. I'm like,
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
spawned next
I'm like,
to you.
wait, no, I just want a snack. And then everyone's like, no, you have to make it for me as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
Oh,
Well,
fuck's
you
sake.
feel bad like not making like
Yeah,
making your
legit.
own
Yeah,
things.
And like you walk outside, you hear the front door open. It's like, where you going? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a coffee. It's like, I'll come get a coffee.
Get a
Yeah,
coffee.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
come get a coffee, and then everyone's
go
coming to coffee. So
Yeah.
you're waiting for like, basically just waiting
Half
for
an
Chris
hour.
to
Yeah.
have a shower. So he wants to come along.
yeah,
Oh, it was good times though. Like
Yeah.
just living all together, like
it was fun.
out of one house, like with just your best mates, and with my missus in my
Aye.
instance, like just.
And my missus.
I
Your
am
missus.
No, we're not talking about that on the
We'll not be
podcast. We're
talking
not talking
about
about that on the podcast. All right, I'm going to change the question up.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Man with
Why'd
a
you bring it
can.
up?
It's funny.
Yep. Fair
Like
enough.
a meme.
That's not your missus.
Anyway.
It's your wife.
Yeah, it's my wife. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I got a different question here. Man with a can. And we should all answer this one.
Okay.
Which is one brand that you would never work with no matter how much they pay you?
Oh,
Oh.
Probably.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to say ISIS.
Yeah.
That's a
is that a brand?
That's not a brand.
It's not a
It's not really a
brand.
brand.
That's
It's a cult
a group.
group brand.
I don't know what
Yeah.
no, I
It's not
wouldn't
a
call it a
brand.
brand.
Yeah,
I
you're right,
don't
it's
think
not a
they have
brand.
merchandise. I think
ISIS merchandise.
No.
The worst Shopify store
Yeah.
that exists.
hard question.
Well, maybe
Infidel merchandise.
Oh. The amount of brutal jokes that can come from that is intense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
You stumped us, man, with your cam.
one brand you would never work
Like,
with.
no matter how much they
I
pay
don't
you.
really like hate a brand enough to say anyone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'd assume just like a brand that just makes really bad decisions on and just like doesn't leave a good impact on the world. I can't think of a brand that does anything like that at the moment.
Yeah. And if they were paying you, like, if they were like, you just name your price and we'll pay you, it's sort of just like, all right, I'll work with you sort of thing. There has to be a cap on how much money you're going to get paid.
I guess, but like it's just got to be a brand that you really
hate. It's
really
just like,
dislike.
I wouldn't even.
You wouldn't even touch it with a 10-foot pole
Yeah.
kind of deal.
I think personally, because we were talking about Toronto, there were so many like, how do you call that? Like knockoff Burger King places. Like, what is it called? Like, no, it's not Hungry Jack's because you have that here, but it's like
yeah.
saucy beef. No, I don't know. But it's like, I would never work with a joint like that.
Okay, let's
Like a
change it up.
fast food chain?
Let's say what you have to do for work is an ad. It's you on television saying how much you love this brand and you
Oh.
would just not do it.
I think it's pretty much the same. Like,
Yeah.
same.
I still don't hate anything enough.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Like you got to really dislike this brand.
Yeah.
Mm.
What
And-
about flip the question? What's a brand that you would really like to work with?
No matter how much they pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter how much they pay.
Well, these days brands aren't going to fucking pay you
Yeah,
anything.
anything,
So. No, what's a
I pay you an
brand?
exposure.
Yeah.
Wait, I was still stuck in the past question because I was like, if this.
Oh, okay, no, go.
No, I was like, if this brand, like sometimes you see those ads, it's like vagina infections or like moldy infections. I would never fucking work with a brand like that.
Yeah, that's not great.
That is actually a good one. Yeah, some like foot infection.
Sorry, I was,
Yeah.
What was your question?
My question was, what a brand? What is a brand that you would love to work with?
Oh, maybe I find that one even harder because there's so many brands I would love to work
Just
with.
name one. Then.
One of them.
One. Definitely a car brand.
Tesla.
I think.
Tesla. Who looks over in disgust.
Yeah. I think I would say Porsche. Porsche. We say Porsche, but you say Porsche. Huh?
I say Porsche.
Okay.
Porsche.
It's pronounced Porsche.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I would say Porsche.
Yes.
Huh? Porsche.
It is pronounced
Porsche.
Porsche.
Definitely.
That's true. Porsche was one.
I'd love to work with Adidas.
Yeah.
I'd
that
love
would
to
be
do
cool.
like a Northborders graph, like Ultra Boost shoe.
Oh, that'd
a
be
North
very
Adidas
sick.
Boost shoe
Yeah.
one day.
That would be cool.
Probably never going to happen, but
What about you,
that'd
Liam?
be sick.
Probably like, I think leaning more towards like some sort of like clothing company like that has like a really cool line of clothes that I could shoot on film.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
That'd
that
be,
would
so
be sick.
cool.
Yeah, just some new fashion line, like maybe some jackets. Have some really cool like, yeah, something like that. Because I feel like with film you can really capture the emotion of the shoot, and then that does really well with that sort
That's
of
true.
stuff.
What if we walked into luxury brands and just asked them, can I shoot a collection for you guys? Who would I speak to? You just walk into Saint Laurent
Like Gucci,
Yeah.
and you're like,
and you dress just as we are now, just whatever. And you just walk in and be like,
no, they all have marketing teams.
yeah.
Yeah, they would. Or they would probably outsource some of their marketing stuff as well. So,
It'd be funny anyway.
but you can still give
You
it a
can try.
shot.
Oh, it'd
Give
be
it a
funny
shot. It'd be
as
fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
just to do
Yeah.
that for the reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hilarious.
They'd just be like, can you get the fuck out of this store?
Can you
please?
please leave the store?
Like you literally line up, there's like lines to
yeah,
go in
yeah,
those
the
stores
security.
sometimes.
Yeah.
You line up and wait your turn to go in just to ask. Like,
You
Yeah.
ask the security
yeah,
guard.
excuse me, can I take photos for you guys?
It's just like, what? Like, it's not even remotely like, it's, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a brand that I'd love to work with as well. I actually reckon like a luxury brand could be cool.
Mm.
Like YSL or like Chanel would be cool, Celine, any of those luxury brands, like taking photos for like their collection would be actually pretty interesting because you'll be able to, I reckon they'll definitely be able to open up a lot of doors as well.
Yeah, you definitely get unlimited budget as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Or maybe
think
they're
so.
tight asses to work with.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who honestly knows?
Like,
Yeah.
what it'd be like to work with.
Yeah.
Imagine working for a luxury brand and they're like, the budget's $200.
Yeah, or maybe they're like,
Imagine, nah. I know they have budgets for some photo
Yeah.
shoots like of $100K because they need us like rent studios, lighting, like the whole team. It's not
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
just like fucking get your nan light out, fucking. Yeah.
or do you think
We
they'd
so
be
would
like,
though.
because it's like, oh, you can work with us because we're Chanel, so we're not going to pay you because you already get the privilege to shoot us.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know because I've never
you'd
done
hope
it.
not.
That'd be even worse.
I don't think so.
I know the car dealership I used to work for, they hired a photographer when I'd first just started working there, but they hired a photographer to do all their website banners and stuff. And they paid him because he had a crew to help him with like the lighting and people push around trolleys or some shit. Like, I don't know how much help you actually need on a photo shoot,
Yeah.
like an indoor photo shoot. Anyway, he had like a whole team with him. And I think it was like north of 30 grand or something they paid for this photo shoot. And they finally got the photos after like 6 months and the bosses hated them.
Oh, that's the worst.
They hated
Yeah.
the shots. They hated
Really?
every
I
single
I
remember,
remember
are they
that.
like the super like clean, crisp ones with like the light paintings?
It wasn't like light paintings. It was just really, it was like
over
photos
edited.
taken in really dark conditions. So he had to do a lot of like HDRing to make the photos look really like crispy and clean, but it just looked too over edited.
Yeah.
That was the issue with those. And
Yeah.
he definitely was not a car photographer first and foremost. Maybe did like, I don't know, architecture photographer
Yeah.
or something, or like interior stuff. But yeah, it just made the cars look like freaking scaly cockroaches. Like,
So how does that guy get a $30,000
Because he's
photography
old.
job?
Old people just get all the money jobs.
No,
Yeah, they
there's
look-
got to
they
be a
look-
better way. It's not because he's old.
he probably just like approached them very professionally, or like, I don't know, has some kind of
Yeah.
portfolio that looks quote unquote professional, and then has a team, or maybe like has like a pitch that just looks like he knows what he's doing when
Yeah.
in
You build
reality
up
it's-
such
What
a
if
big
you-
name.
Yeah. Well, what if you got like a good like SEO sort of in your back end of your website, and you just like called yourself like the best photographer, world's best photographer or whatever. And then so people would search up world's best photographer because they'd want the world's best photographer for their business.
right.
And then your SEOs and your website were just fucking amazing. And you could just charge through the roof because you're claiming to be the world's best, even
Yeah.
if you're not. Like,
Yeah. And
what would happen? I wonder if you'd get booked.
I reckon
who
you
knows?
could, and then you probably have to sell the part by just like coming up with like a really nice like Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, but like really detailed. And then like on the days where you just hire a bunch of fucking crew members.
You
as
just
well
take people off
with
the
lighting.
street. Just be like, I'll buy you like lunch.
I'll buy you lunch and just hold a light for me,
Yeah, hold a
please.
light. Just bring a bunch of random people, like a mob of randoms with
Yeah.
you in.
But it's also
Faking
like
it.
just because someone was a very good photographer 50 years ago doesn't mean they are now. Because I had a jeans campaign shoot as a model, and
Yeah.
this photographer was a fashion photographer. Back in the day, he was very good, but now he photographed us in like such an old-fashioned way, and they paid so much money for him. Oh, I paid so much money for him because he was such a big name back
Yeah.
in the day. But the photos were.
Do you know how
so
much they paid
shit.
him?
Oh, thousands, maybe 10,000s.
Really, just for the one shoot?
Yeah, was for a jeans campaign.
Euro
Yeah.
too.
Euro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
Photos like that would be nice back in the day, but this was a young, nice jeans brand, and the photos were, oh my god, they
What
were
was bad
so
about
bad.
them? Like what?
I was wearing like one of these headphones. Sorry, I was wearing one of these headphones, like fake, not even attached to anything. It's like back in the day, I would like have your disc jockey and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore.
No.
But I had to wear those. What else? Makeup was just also super outdated. But yeah, they pay so much money for them because back in the day they were good, and they were like, oh, it must be good then because we worked with him 30 years ago. I'm sure it'd be fine because
Yeah.
back then it was nice.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the same for him as well.
Damn. Like I understand if you're trying to go for maybe like a period correct sort of photography style. Like let's say you want to take photos that emulate the 80s
Mm.
with like a jean brand. That makes sense, right? You hire
Yeah.
a model that is a bit older that shot actually during that time and can give his experience into taking photos like that time.
Mm.
So I do understand that, but if you want contemporary photos, I don't think that's the route that you necessarily want to
Yeah.
go through. And like by
Yeah.
hiring someone that's a lot older and might not necessarily understand the current like technology that can be used on a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Like he might have a very outdated understanding on lighting.
Yep.
And so that might, and even composition as well, and that might affect his view on how to take photos in a more contemporary way, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Way to put
Yeah.
it.
And also, I think sometimes brands just try too hard.
Yeah.
It's like, we want this period correct photographer to shoot this model in the most extravagant, elusive, and they just make a bunch of fucking shit. And it's just like, why don't you just, I don't think you have to try so hard all the time to like get this look or whatever, especially depending on your audience, because a lot of audiences, like especially our younger market, can't even be marketed to nowadays, and people aren't going to like read between the lines as much as they used to.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, when's the last time you actually read a billboard?
I don't think I've ever read a billboard, to be honest. I mean,
That is the most outdated way to market,
Yeah.
I think.
but you know what's funny though? Like I still sometimes see like iPhone billboards.
Yeah.
Like they just have them there. Like it's like, I'm already using a phone. Why do you still need a billboard? But I guess, okay then. And I'm like,
Yep.
like cool. I have that phone. That's great. But I don't know. Like I know there are some brands that do that just to make sure that people just remember who they are.
Yeah,
Just
like
so
Mercedes,
weird.
like I think
Yeah.
pump like something crazy, like $55 million a year just into brand awareness.
Yeah.
And I think it just adds to the whole
Ooh-wee.
campaign. If you have your campaign going on social media, you have it in a magazine and also on a billboard, it's like, must be good then because you're so cross-medial on all platforms.
Yeah, I guess.
I would love to do some guerrilla projections sometime,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
which is like when you rock up to somewhere and you get a projector, like maybe you hook it up to your car battery or whatever, and you just project whatever it is, your ad over another ad, or like you could project it onto the Eureka Sky Deck, like a famous building or over a library or whatever, and then you just take
That
your
would be
picture.
sick. Yeah.
So you just advertise like quickly.
Yeah.
I know we used to work with a brand, Third Chapter, that did that. He did some guerrilla advertising. Like he got a massive, what's the Batman like floodlight they use?
Oh,
You know,
yeah, cool.
He did that, but put his like logo in front of it and shined it onto the Empire State Building. And it was a massive like logo, like 3C, his logo
That's
on the
pretty cool.
Empire State. Then you take your picture and then turn it off. So illegal.
Yeah, that would
Especially
be
in New
so
York.
illegal. Yeah.
So yeah. How did we get to this topic?
I have no
I
idea.
actually don't know. Yeah. That's good. I assume you don't have any more questions.
Oh, I have plenty of
Oh, do you?
questions. Yeah.
Do you?
Hey, don't tell me to get a question up because I'll do it. So when Sandypan06 asks, when are you all coming to India?
Oh, classic question. Hey,
Oh,
when are you going to India?
not anytime soon.
Anytime soon?
And that's it. That's built.
Yep.
Stop.
Full stop?
Yep.
Liam?
Yeah, I'd love to go to New Delhi, do street photography,
That would
True.
be fucking
but
sick.
It'll be hectic.
I also can't be fucked traveling at the moment. Like, as in, I know we're going to Japan in a week, but
The irony of that.
yeah, I know. As in, like
Yeah.
traveling, like
Like we
doing
did.
travel photography
Yeah.
where you go traveling, you come back 3 weeks later, you're going nah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to,
It's a hectic
Yeah.
toll on the body.
like, even if, like, I have been reached out to some brands recently, but like, I don't even know if I would want to go traveling for those opportunities because I want to, like, just get a routine. I think that's more important, like,
Yep.
right now than that. But yeah, India would be sick for street photography at
I'd
some point.
That'd be cool.
I remember talking about this a while ago, but I would love to shoot the Holi festival.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I'd have
yeah.
to, bring a spare camera because I'm
you
definitely going
Is
could
that
just,
with
like-
the powder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
cool.
could, I mean, there's probably ways you could, like, protect your camera.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Put a sock over it.
Yeah.
Cut a hole.
That's not my camera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Step,
Anyways.
bro. What are you? No.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, yeah. That would be cool, the Holi Festival. Let's just bring it back to that, okay?
Yeah.
We're not going to go down that route.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll go to India anytime soon, but it would be cool to do street photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe in the next few years, I would say.
Sounds like a plan.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Podcast with 4 people.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Is it harder?
I find it hard with 4 people because, like, you don't want it's impossible for everyone to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because, like, otherwise it's just goes all over the place, I reckon.
Right.
That's one thing I noticed.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, you can't all input on every conversation. Otherwise it just sort of loses course.
Yeah.
That's
Which is
fair.
fine, but
Going pretty well.
it's still you're
Yeah.
still just like doing a pod. It's not
Yeah.
even that serious. It's just a
At the end of the
Chat.
day, it's just fucking talking shit with
Yeah.
friends. So, yep.
Shoot.
I've
Shoot
got
the
a
question.
I found a question.
I just-
Okay. How do you say this guy's name? What?
Sjoerd geen jaar. Sjoerd geen jaar. What's the biggest difference between Dutch culture and yours?
Oh yeah. Well, I was.
What
gonna,
is it?
Fuck.
It's a question to you,
This
Mike.
question is supposed to be for her.
Uno
Shit.
reverse card.
Okay, far out. The biggest difference between Aussie culture and Dutch culture, I think, would have to be that your alcohol is so much cheaper. Yeah, that's one thing actually, definitely. The alcohol is definitely a lot cheaper in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
At least by half price.
Yeah, because we have Germany next to us, which is most beer supplier.
I don't know. I think, and I would say that you guys are way more hardcore when it comes to partying and take it more seriously. Like I think Aussies think that we can party hard and drink and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think the Dutch really like, especially for like more of a newer scene, like a newer party, like EDM, techno sort of scene. Like
Because there's
you guys by far go the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
That's
so
a massive
as well.
difference.
Because there's always a party going on. It's always so accessible to get drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
And they're planned correctly as well.
And they're planned correctly. They're awesome. Yeah.
That's one thing.
That's one thing.
Yep.
And I would say difference in mindset maybe is that you guys are very chill, way more chill than Dutch people. I feel like Dutch people are a bit more faster worked up about stuff, a bit more like, okay, gotta get our diplomas, like gotta work 9 to 5. And I feel like Aussies are a bit more laid back, relaxed.
Well, especially if you just came back from Queensland, you would have noticed that.
It's so relaxed there. Yeah, I definitely noticed that for sure. And in my country, there's also lots of history. And here, there's also history, but just a little less. We have so many old buildings and cafes that has already been there for years and years and years. So when you compare it with Melbourne is so innovative.
Yeah.
Innovative and modern and new compared to Netherlands, I would say.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge difference. I remember when I first got to Netherlands, I wasn't really sure what to expect. And I was thinking, because I'd spent so much time in lockdown here, I was expecting like just a city like Melbourne again for some reason. And I flew my drone up and it was just like completely flat.
Yeah, that
and
as
then,
well.
like every building was like repeating itself. And I was like looking at my drone and I was like, what have I done? Where am I? There's no buildings. There's no big tall buildings around here.
No skyrise buildings. No, that's also definitely a big difference. And we ride bikes because it's so flat. If you ride a bike here, it's
But the drivers
sweaty.
in Australia, like, we hate cyclists here. Or at least most
Yeah.
drivers on the road
They
seem
try
to
and
just
push
have a
you off.
vendetta against anything with less than 4 wheels on the road.
I mean, I feel like the cyclists also hate drivers because I see some of these cyclists still cycling on the road when they have a perfectly built, like a footpath right next to them
Yeah.
that is meant for cyclists as well, like a
Like a
cycling
bike
path.
path,
Like a
yeah.
bike, a bike path. I forgot the word for what the word was for a second.
Perfectly built footpath bike.
Yeah, they have a bike path built for them that they don't even use. And I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
So, yep, fucking cyclists.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I would say that is probably the biggest difference in culture. Like
Health.
a lot of health.
Oh,
like,
true health,
People in
yeah.
the Netherlands, like I think it's like actually I'm not even going to try get the statistics up, but I remember like Australia is one of the fattest countries, and Netherlands is like one of the healthiest in terms of just general fitness of people, and it's because literally you all just cycle everywhere all the time. Like you just even if you just look around, like people just are healthy. They just look healthy. So I'd say that's one of the biggest cultural differences as well.
Yep.
Like I think people in Australia don't really consciously think about their health as much because a lot of them are more laid back. They're just like, yeah, whatever. Like we always say, she'll be right to everything. Eh?
She'll be right until she was not all right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd definitely say like the cycling is one of the biggest differences.
Yeah.
I've got a random one that I remember as well. Your McDonald's is like the picture. It's like picture perfect. Like you actually get fresh McDonald's. The produce is amazing. It looks like the picture. It's not a bloody cum shot thrown at the wall.
Oh my
Put into
God.
the- like what we get here,
Stopped
Yeah.
on
made by a 14-year-old. Yeah,
paid
picture.
$13.90 an hour.
Getting paid $13 and even his mates just beat the fuck out of your cheeseburger and gave it to you.
Yeah, it's so bad here compared to Netherlands. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, but McDonald's here is different in Netherlands. Like when you go to McDonald's in the Netherlands, like you're going to get McDonald's. But in Australia, the act of going to McDonald's is better than actually getting the food.
That's true. It's
Yeah.
part of the
It's-
culture.
It's part of the culture just to get as many people into one car as possible and go through the drive-through and just absolutely abuse whoever's on the other end of that.
Yeah.
That is like, that's McDonald's, not
Yeah.
whatever you're going to get
that is
after
true.
you buy it. Like, that's
not-
the worst part.
It's not about the end result. It's about the process.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most Aussies would agree with me on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Literally experienced that the other day. Fucking spent like close to $80 at just McDonald's. It was fucked.
So bad.
And the food was so shit. We were just like eating and we were like, why did we order fucking 10 pieces of like the potato scallops?
But they look so nice on the
Potatoes.
photos.
What the fuck did you just say?
Potato scallops.
You know potato
scallop.
cakes at fish and chips?
Yeah.
It was that, but the McDonald's version. They call it potato scallops.
Yuck.
What? I didn't even know we had that.
It's the same. I didn't know that either.
What
But
in cousin fucking tarnation is a potato scallop?
yeah,
So it's literally a potato
it's
cake.
potato cake. It's a potato cake, deep fried potato slice.
But you decided to stick strong and call it what the Maccas call it, the potato scallop.
Scallop.
I
Is it
thought-
scallop or scallop? Is it gallop or gollop?
No,
We're at this stage of the podcast.
the horse, bro.
Yeah.
I saw this horse. It was galloping. It was fucked.
is gulping to get a scallop.
Yeah.
Macca's fried scallop. Potato scallop.
We've lost
Sorry,
phase.
Faye.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. guessed.
Yeah,
No, it's all right. I'm
Completely
used
forgot
to
about
it.
that
It's okay.
guest.
No, that's just a boys thing, I would think.
yeah.
Yeah, what is it? What is it? Because we always just go off on random tangents.
But the thing is, it's not only you guys. If you meet this guy on the street, you go on a tangent with this guy. So I think it's like a man thing to do.
It's 100%. The
think
boys
so.
will understand.
You can really
the
go-
boys are listening. You guys understand.
Like you can see you guys leave the conversation hours and you just go off with someone in this other. It's really weird.
Yeah, we just drift slowly.
Yeah, you
just-
drift away and I'm like, no.
You just keep going. Like I think what it is that you got to one up.
Yeah,
like,
the one-up joke. Yeah,
It's just it's the one up until like, but it can be risky because if someone's one upped you really well and made everyone else laugh, and you go to one up but you fail, you're gonna get fucking roasted,
Yeah.
which is like then starts a new sort of like tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Now I'll just let you do your thing. It takes 30 seconds most of the time. I'll just sit here, wait. It's like, okay, they're done already.
like a teacher.
Back to the, yeah.
It's like I'll just wait.
Yeah, I'll just wait.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, fucking hell.
yeah. Back to the podcast.
Yep.
To the podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry for this traumatic
Yeah.
experience, Faye.
That's okay.
But
Like
at
in
least
the
you
corner.
can say I've been on the world's shittest podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should all get uniforms to come on, like
Yeah.
World Shittest Podcast between the frames.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
sit down and do this.
All right.
All right.
Who's gonna make them?
Oh no, someone will do it.
Yeah.
Is it my okay?
Yeah.
My turn to ask you a question again.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna have a quick scroll. We're gonna pick one right here. Any good tips for portrait photography by Photo Turtle 54? Ask the question for portrait tips. Any?
Okay.
Any?
Any. I think we addressed already too, is just make a mood board and just make flowy movements while you're posing a model. Or in like do the poses yourself, show them how it's done, and then they can copy it. Speeds up your process as well.
I'd
Yeah.
say like
35 mil.
35 mil. I'd say like also understanding the theme of what you're doing. So
Yeah.
like that's where the mood board comes in.
Yeah.
So just understanding what you actually want from the photo shoot.
Having a
is-
direction.
Very useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. There are so many tips you can give. Yep. We'll just stick with these.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was speaking to a photographer the other day. He's really good, one of my favorite photographers. And he was saying that for his photo shoots, sometimes he'll just listen to a song or he'll be listening to music. And then a song that he really likes, he'll use that song as the sort of, he'll try and encapsulate the feeling of that song within the shoot. So like,
Interesting.
That is cool.
so like that vibe, like you'll send it to the model and like, then you can all get an idea because music makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you can
that's
sort
true.
of all connect on that and then go into the shoot with that in mind. So I think that could be something cool to try.
Yeah, that's a very good way.
Just
to
death
work.
metal. It's just
That's the shoot theme.
And just
So
like
okay. Oh,
music
sorry, you
in
go.
general on set is just so nice when you're posing and when it's dead silent and you hear like the photographer shoveling around like crouching and it's like super awkward. But when there's music, this void has been filled and it's just also a lot of fun.
So music fills the void.
Fills the void.
Fills the void.
Yeah,
Noted.
It is 100% true.
Yeah.
I think because we obviously used to film and vlog all of our photo shoots, it was impossible to play music.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It does get like awkward sometimes. Well, not even awkward. It's just like boring.
Yeah.
It's so like dead.
It
Brings
just
a bit more
doesn't set the
energy up
theme,
in the shoot.
Yeah. So maybe even like getting a certain playlist for the vibe of the shoot
Yep.
could be good.
That's a very good idea.
So it fills the void and also gets the vibe going at
Exactly.
the same time.
Yeah.
It's a good way of doing it.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Should we end the podcast?
Yes. I just saw
Sounds
the
good.
little timer. We've crossed the 1 hour mark. So
Not even that
therefore-
we have. Do we have to hit an? Is that the goal?
no, it's not like we don't have to get an hour, but it's just like, I don't know. Probably
We're
a good
all
goal.
going to go
Yeah.
get St. Berg, so we're going to get
Yeah.
burgers now.
I'm excited for that.
for that.
My stomach's rumbling.
Yeah, I'm like
Yep.
shaky. Hungry.
That's
That was-
Mike bashing the microphone against his stomach.
Yeah, I tried
If you
to
didn't see that,
get him to say something. He didn't want to.
you didn't want to say anything.
All
All
right.
right. Well, thanks for listening to the podcast. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't listen to us on iHeartRadio.
No,
If you listen on iHeartRadio, you can get absolutely
Just fuck
scolded
off.
and go get a potato scallop, you
Yes.
stupid.
yeah.
I
And
don't even know what it is.
do you want to? Where can people find your work and your photography?
Just at InyourFayes.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram and YouTube. Yeah.
In your
Nice.
phase.
What about your Twitter?
InyourFayes. I don't have Twitter, and I also don't use Facebook.
Well, but what's your Snapchat?
Not for you.
Awesome.
okay.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Faye.
Yeah, thanks
Yep.
for the invite.
No worries. All right. We'll see you in the next Shitters podcast.
Yeah.
All right. See ya. Thanks for
Bye.
listening.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, one listener.
Doei.